Hey, what's up guys? This is my review of the Zerotech Thrive 2.5 to 15 second focal plane from Australia. How about that shit? All right, now I wanted to mention the second focal plane part first because there's a lot of guys out there, if they hear second focal plane, they're only first focal plane guys. Whatever. But guys that are serious about hunting, guys that grew up like I did, old school, grew up with second focal plane scopes, and there is absolutely nothing wrong with them. As a matter of fact, if you'll set the magnification right, you can still use all the holdover marks. They're very clearly marked on this scope, and use it like a first focal plane if you just gotta have that. Now this scope is not extra tricky, it's not extra fancy. Yes, it's illuminated. What it is something that for the price that it's being offered, it's a super freaking buy. Below in the descriptions, you'll see a link to Zerotech. Once you go on there, you can see where all the vendors are depending on what part of the world that you're in. All right, now there's no reason to talk this thing to death. Let me show it to you up close. I'll show you how flawlessly it performed at the range, and something kind of unusual came up when I was getting ready to test it. I think you guys will be interested in it, or at least it was interesting to me. All right, enough talk. Here we go. All right, I got her mounted up in the fixture. Now, one thing I wanted to say about the magnification on this exact scope is the 2.5 to 15, I think is just about perfect for hunting. It goes all the way down to where you have a huge field of view and magnifies enough that you can do some precision shooting. All right, there's a look at the box and the flip-up eye covers. Now, the eye covers on this are really unique because they have a little insert that screws into the eyepiece itself and the objective end, and that little tool right there is how you secure them. It's machined and anodized, so you don't have to worry about it flopping around or wearing out, or a lot of times when those plastic ones get cold, they break. All right, here's a look at the quick focus eyepiece. Now, this thing is knurled really nicely. And it also, you can see just inside of it there where the little insert goes in to hold the flip-up eye cap. Now this thing is very smooth. Everything about this scope hits above its price point as far as the quality and the way it's built. Now on the little throw lever there, it shows 7.5, it goes up to 15. And on the reticle itself, it has reference points, and you can look through the owner's manual and see how they line up downrange. I'll show you here in just a second on 15 power how it lined up at 100 yards. All right, the side focus goes down to 10 meters up to infinity. Again, just as smooth as the magnification and the eye focus. Turns about 180 degrees to go from one end to the other. And by the way, it also does range. When I was doing my filming at 100 yards, it was sitting dead on 100 yards, as you can see right there. Now it's got a digital illumination. The illumination actually has 5 steps and an off. Now, I wasn't able to film the illumination for a problem I'll show you here in just a minute. Now, inside of it, it takes a 2032 watch type battery, really standard, very easy to find, and everything is sealed up really nice and tightly with O-rings. Now, the reason I wasn't able to show the illumination downrange was the shutter speed on the camera was kind of matching the illumination. I'll show it to you here in a second. And what it honestly reminded me of is some of those videos you'll see where the helicopter's rotor matches it. That's what it was looking like. That's what the illumination was doing. It was just off, just like watching this helicopter right here where the blades are lined up with the shutter speed of the camera, so it looks like it's not moving right. All right, now the turrets are capped on the top and on the bottom, and they're easily re-zeroed. There is no zero stop on them. This one is a 1/4 MOA, and they're very positive. Very easy to hear. They're just really good, solid turrets. These are the type of turrets, when you see them on a hunting scope, you feel like they wasted them. They should have put this on top of a precision or a tactical scope. They feel that nice in your hand. All right, let's take a look at this thing downrange at 100 yards. Right there is on the lowest power, the highest power, and this right here will show you that you can use the different spots on the reticle itself, including the inside cross, to do some ranging. There's the side focus, no perceptible shift there. Here comes the vertical tracking. I'm going to do it and the horizontal tracking. This will give you some idea of the adjustment range of the scope. And every time it came right back to zero. Now that little dot in the center is really cool for doing some precision work. And with the cross on each side, it guides your eye right to the center of it. So if you're in the woods and you're not able to pick up the little tiny dot, you'll definitely see the 4 crosses around it. All right, they did the horizontal and the vertical. Now right here, I'm checking the turret values, running it up and down by 10 MOA. You can see on that that's exactly 10 inches between the dots. So this thing actually tracks really, really well. As I said, this would be a good scope to be set up with target turrets because of how precise it worked. And right here, I'm just going to play with it a little bit more, make sure that it continues to turn to 0 when it returns. And it does. 10 inches at a time, right back to 0 each trip. Can't beat that. All right, now since it doesn't have the tall turrets, I can't really do my patented nipple twister, but what I am doing is just turning them a little bit, making sure that it'll return to 0. I'm just kind of randomly twisting on them and seeing if this thing will return to 0. It has not let me down one time while I was out the range. Before and after I got through filming, I just kept doing this and it just kept repeating. It's a super nice scope. I can't see anything but positive for anybody that buys one of these. All right, guys, thanks for watching the video. Now, I really enjoyed testing this scope. It's been a while since I've had a really good, solid, hunting-focused second focal plane scope to test on my channel that had good glass, that performed flawlessly, and this thing did all of that. Now, if you'll look, there's a couple of links here to my other Zero Tech video and a playlist I think you guys will enjoy. Take care, guys.